gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah.
And we are ready to roll. All right, everyone. Today we are talking about games that are new to us. So we did a top 10 new to us games for 2024. On our list are games that we played in 2024, but were not published in 2024. They had to be prior to that. And we played a lot of new games this year.
That's right. And a lot of really, really fun games.
I agree. Okay, my number 10 is Aquatica. Now, Aquatica was published in 2019. And what I love about it is that there is a mechanism. So you're given a player board. And as you get cards, they kind of slide up into your player board. And then you can add cards and slide other things up. It's just such a different mechanism. I have a blast with it. It's got lots of combos. So if I do this, then it makes this happen. And then that makes this happen. And I just love that.
It's a bit of engine building too.
Yes, it is. So anyway, that is my number 10, Aquatica.
Okay, my number 10 is Paint the Roses, and it was published in 2022, and it's a deduction game where you are working cooperatively with other players to figure out each other's card based on the tiles that are out on the board. And there's easy, medium, and hard cards. You have to kind of manage which cards you do, because the queen who's trying to cut off your head is moving, chasing you.
Yes.
And it's just a really fun deduction game. It's set in the world of Alice in Wonderland, so the artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a really simple game to learn and really, really fun.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like it. Yeah. I like Paint the Roses. Yeah. I also like Alice in Wonderland. I like Paint the Roses.
Yeah.
That's good. My number 9 is The Art Project. This was a cooperative game, and it was published in 2023. And so it came out last year. And there are different cities that it is set in. So each scenario has its own city, and then it has its own unique ways that you have to go through the map. It's very similar to Pandemic, in that there are things happening in the city that you have to try and mitigate. I will say the White Hand, yes. I will say that it is, this one's a harder cooperative game. But I love that, because I want to play a punishing cooperative game. I do not like cooperative games that are easy at all.
She likes a hard challenge.
Yes, I want to lose most of the time and just win sometimes. I don't know why it's like that, but I feel like if I win too much, it's just not a good game. But anyway, and so I really liked that aspect. It was a little bit harder and
super tight resource management.
That's right.
But there's parts of the map that can get cut off from you. You can lose cities, so then you have to go a different way around to get to different other cities.
There's a lot to manage.
It's tough.
There's a lot to manage in it.
Super fun though. This almost made my list.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. But anyway, that's my number 9, Art Project.
My number 9 is a game that really surprised me. In fact, it may show up on a different list that we do.
Okay.
It was published in 2023, and it's SkyTeam.
Ah, yes.
This is a game where you are a pilot and co-pilot. It's a 2-player game, and it's dice management. So you roll dice behind a screen so the other player can't see. And then you have to, without talking, place your dice on the little board so that you can manage landing the plane.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with your engines and your balance of the plane and your speed, and later on it throws different other elements in there, like gas leaking and having an assistant or I can't remember what they call it.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Anyway, so these other things that you have to manage, and it's a really simple game again, but super fun. I mean, we played through every single scenario
Yeah, we did.
of the game.
Yeah.
And I did not expect it to be that fun, and it blew me away. It's a
Yes.
great
Oh,
game.
it's such a good game. We might be talking about it again here in a minute. So we'll
Oh,
see.
okay. All right. That's my number 9.
Okay. My number 8 is Grand Austria Hotel, published in 2015. We played this game, and everything about this game just works for me. I just love you're drafting diners to sit in your little cafe. You have to roll dice, and then that tells you what kind of actions you can do. So you're like drafting dice, and each person has to draft dice on their turn to decide what action you're going to take. And then you're filling up your hotel, so you're pleasing your cafe guest, and then they are checking into your hotel, and just every little bit of it works for me. It's exactly what I want in a game. So
yeah, it's a really, really fun game. Yeah. It actually almost made my list as well.
Yeah. We have only played this at 2-player. So I will say that, like, I don't know if it's better at worse, honestly, at more players, but I do love it at 2-player. I think that it works really, really well.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
Yeah. That's my number 8, Grand Austria Hotel.
My number 8 is another game that I did not expect to like, and it's Distilled. It was published.
You didn't think you were gonna like it?
I really didn't.
Oh.
It was published in 2023. It is a game where you are making alcohol, and that's it.
Yeah.
You're just making alcohol.
Yeah.
And so you have to draft cards to get the ingredients that you need to make the alcohol, and you need a barrel and a bottle. And
yeah, depending on the type of alcohol, it has certain like specifications of what you have to have. Yeah, certain requirements.
Yeah. Yep. And then some of them, the higher ones that give you higher points, you age. You have to age them, and they just continue building points as they age.
One of my favorite things about that game is that there's a part where you have to mix up all the ingredients together, and so you shuffle these cards, and you have to take off the top and the bottom.
Right.
And so I actually really like that mechanism because it makes sense theme-wise. Because they have to like skim off or something. They skim off the top of
and you don't use the bottom.
And you don't use the bottom. And so I was like, that's so clever.
It is.
Anyway, and I really liked that. And then it's like, after you did that, did you actually make the alcohol?
You still have all the ingredients you need to make the alcohol you wanted to make.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so
and you have to buy the recipes of the alcohol. Anyway, it's super, super fun. Definitely did not expect to like it as much as I did, but it's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Okay, number 7 is Obsession. It was published in 2018. I love this one. So it is set in like the Regency era type setting, and it is, I know everybody says this, but it is Downton Abbey in a board game, which I wasn't sure how they were going to be able to pull that off, and it totally works.
It works.
I love every bit of it. So you have all these like certain workers, and you have to have them to be able to go on these events that you have in your tableau.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to go on a picnic, and so you have to play that, and you have to have the right workers that go with that picnic, and you play cards from your hand that are family members or guests that you want to go on this picnic with you. And they give you different benefits and points, and you're trying to win the favor of the Fairchilds.
Right.
Will you win the favor of the Fairchilds? And so you're building your reputation as time goes on.
That's right.
And it works really, really well. I super love it.
Yeah, and it's a deck builder as well.
Yes.
Which I absolutely love. And it's just building your reputation, your money, so that you can get events, so that you can host, and hiring workers to facilitate those events.
Yeah. Great
game.
Yes. And the theme is awesome.
Yeah.
I love the theme because I love Downton Abbey. All right.
My number 7 is a series of games
Okay.
Of the ones that we have published between like 2018 and 2022.
A series.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what it is?
No, I don't know what it is.
Dice Throne.
Oh, okay. Oh, did we first play Dice Throne though, or was it just certain Dice Thrones within that time frame? Did we just play Dice Throne last year
Um,
or this last year?
There were some that we played just this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of the modules.
Okay.
Yes.
Then yes, that counts. Yeah. We'll let it count.
Yeah. I love all of them. But some of my favorite ones we played this year.
Okay.
So, I love the monk and the
Really?
the pyromancer, Doctor Strange. Some of those those are a few that we've played this year only.
He likes the monk because he can win almost every time when he plays the monk. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, and it's such a good game. It's what they call it, Battle Yahtzee.
Yeah, Battle. I think
it's kind of like Battle Yahtzee. Yeah. You have so it's cards. You draw cards. The cards allow you to upgrade your board or do special things. You roll to see what kind of combos you can make on your board.
And that's really the main thing, is you're just rolling and seeing what you can make from your board. See if you can attack the other player.
Yeah, or give them a negative effect or something to that effect. Mm-hmm. And yeah, anyway, it's just really fun.
Yeah, it's 1v1, which is really fun because, we like
it's that. Snappy, fairly quick games. Yeah, really good.
Okay, so my number 6 is Too Many Bones. Okay, so we've heard a lot about Too Many Bones. It came out in 2017, but we just played it this year for the first time, and it has been a blast. We have played hours of Too Many Bones, and we've tried out the different characters and doing different things with them. You can upgrade they're called gear locks, and you upgrade your gear lock as time goes on, and you get to make them stronger and stronger, and you're fighting baddies, all to build up to this one big baddie that's called the Tyrant that you want to fight and battle. And this one is punishing. This is a cooperative game that is very punishing. So I do like that. I like that it's hard to win.
Really, really hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I like the baddies are unique. They make sense theme-wise. I thought it was actually going to be way harder to get into this game than it was. Now, there is a learning curve to it, right? Like when you first start, there's a lot to the game, but it actually makes a lot of sense, the gameplay. And so it's not a very difficult game to learn.
No, not at all.
I thought it was going to be way harder.
Yeah, and it's a dice builder.
Yes.
I love that. It's set in a sort of fantasy, sort of
kind of an RPG world.
Kind of RPG, a little bit, yeah. And the production value of the game is off the charts. It's just super fun.
It's really good. It's really good. So yeah, that was my number 6. Too Many Bones.
Okay, my number 6 is Air, Land, and Sea.
Ah, yes.
Published in 2019. This is a very, very simple card game. There are 3, they call them theaters, Air, Land, and Sea. And you're dealt a hand of cards. And
6 cards.
6 cards. And that's all you get. And you have to kind of piece together a winning strategy from those 6 cards. And there are things that your cards do that, cause shenanigans for the other player.
Yes.
Flipping their cards, moving them around. You can move your cards around. Anyway, there's all kinds of little effects that almost every card does. And so it's like this back and forth of, I'm going to mess you up with this and you're going to mess me up with this. And then how do I put together the puzzle to make this winning hand? And I absolutely love this game.
Yeah.
It just works for my brain.
It does. It works so much for your brain that I feel like we're playing 2 different games. This is one that I absolutely love playing this game.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I am not playing the same game as you. That's how it feels. So yeah.
It's very, very simple, very light, and just really good.
Yeah. That's a good one. My number 5, we've already talked about. It was already on his list, but it was Distilled. So there's not a whole lot else I can really talk about Distilled, except that I just really enjoyed this one. We played it just the other day again, and it's just great.
Yep.
You can hear the dog drinking. That's what's happening right now. So she's around here somewhere. But anyway, we both loved it. We played
Yeah.
it. We loved it. The mechanics, like I said, they just work theme wise. It's so good. The production value's good. I just don't have a negative thing to say about it.
Yeah, and the more we play it, the more I enjoy it.
Yeah, because everything starts kind of coming a lot faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a good one.
Yeah, number 5, Distilled.
My number 5, we've also already talked about.
Okay.
And apparently, I enjoy Downton Abbey more than you do. Because my number 5 is Obsession.
Yeah.
Way higher on my list than hers.
No, yeah, okay, 2 spots. But to be fair, like you could pretty much rearrange any of these, and I'd be perfectly happy with it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we've already talked about it, like we said, but it's just so fun. The theme, it's just dripping with theme, and you just feel like you're planted in this Victorian era, high society, and you're managing your house, and it's just really fun.
One thing that I really like that we didn't talk about was on the cards they have, they're different people, and so they have like the flavor text or whatever that's on the cards. You can sometimes they're funny, they're witty or whatever. They're just really cute little blurbs about each person and what kind of person they are. So sometimes maybe the cards would give you negative points, and that's because she's like a gossip and ruining your reputation or whatever. And so I thought that was really a cute aspect of the game as well.
Yeah, and also the pictures on the cards are like old time black and white pictures of what look like real people. They might be, I don't know, but yeah, the off the charts theme wise, really good.
Yeah, that's a good one. My number 4, we've also already talked about, so we have a lot of crossover on these lists. But it's SkyTeam, and because we played so much SkyTeam this year, because we did go through all of the scenarios, and we played as the
almost
same
50 times.
I know, it's crazy. And we played like as the same, like was I the pilot?
You're the pilot, I was the co-pilot. Yeah.
And so we played through all of it that way. And we talked about at some point we'll have to go back through and switch. And so we can kind of make it a little bit fresh and learn a different role. Yeah. But yeah, it was so much fun. I love dice drafting. And that's exactly what this is. You're rolling it and you have to it's not really drafting, I guess.
Not
it's
really,
dice placement.
Dice placement, yeah.
Dice placement. So you're placing your dice out on the board. And I enjoyed that. It was good.
Yeah.
All right.
My number 4 is a game that when I saw it out on the table, I was like, I'm probably not going to like this, but I absolutely love it. It's Ark Nova.
Oh, okay.
It is a big footprint game.
Yes.
Like it takes up the whole table, basically.
It does.
And it basically you're just building a zoo. So you're drafting cards and placing them in your zoo, and there's a little bit of engine building, not too much, but a little bit.
Yeah.
And doing conservation acts, and there's one thing I really love about it is there's 2 scoring tracks, and it's whenever they cross, that's when the end of the game is. And I've not seen that mechanic before, except in that game. And
I know it's in other games, but
none that we've played, at least at that point.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was really interesting and neat.
It is. No, it's such a good game. We might hear about that in a minute as well. That might be another crossover.
And the expansion that we did, the Marine expansion, was amazing for me because I love marine life, to see all of that kind of stuff. And so being able to build like sort of an aquarium in my zoo just was great for me. I loved it.
All right, my number 3 game of this year was Clank Legacy, the Acquisitions Incorporated. It was published in 2019, And sometimes, like, I hesitate to talk about legacy games because they're kind of one and done games. But this was such a good experience. We played through every scenario again of Clank Legacy, and it was so much fun. There is a lot of stories, so if you don't like, like stopping and reading a part here and there, you won't like it. But other than that, like it was so much fun because we love Clank. Clank is one of our, probably both of our all-time favorite games. It's it's up there. And so this was just such a fun experience. And they are coming out with a Clank Legacy 2.
Season 2 or
Yeah,
something.
season 2. And I think it comes out next year.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're looking forward to that because that'll be definitely a must on our list for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Such a good experience.
Okay. My number 2, we're on
number 3.
My number 3 is again another small box card game that is super easy to teach and just the most fun card game I've ever played in my life. It's called Sea Salt and Paper.
Oh, that's your favorite card game, huh?
Favorite card game of all time, of just a cards.
I understand.
Just a card game.
Small box card game.
Small box card game. Yeah. Yes. It's the artwork is like origami. Yeah, origami paper pictures, and you're it's like a combo. Not a combo, but you're making sets of cards to gain points, and there are cards that as you get more of them, they give you more and more points, and you're just trying to get to the most points. It's played over 3 or 4 rounds. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I can't remember. No, it's the first to a certain number of
30
points.
points.
If it's
or
a
40
2-player
points.
Game. It depends on how many players you have.
Yeah. And so, but it's got a really fun mechanism, where as soon as you get to 7 points, you can either stop the game or stop that round, or you can say last chance, and everybody else gets another turn. And if you win, you get your points, or the points for your cards plus your color bonus.
Yes, it gives you a little bit extra.
And everybody else only gets their color bonus.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a push your luck kind of risk reward type situation where it can really help you, or it can really kind of hurt you.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it's just super fun.
Yeah.
Again, another little snappy, fairly quick game.
Yeah. What I love is that we've introduced this to quite a few people at this point, and everybody's
every single person.
So I've not seen anyone who was like, that was okay. I mean, everybody that we've introduced it to has loved it.
It's a banger.
Okay, my number 2 game is Sagrada.
Number 2?
I love Sagrada. Yes. Okay.
Wow.
So, and it was published 2017. So it's an older game, but it's we just played it this year for the first time. I love dice drafting. You pull dice out of the bag, you roll them, and then you have to go through and draft these dice, and you have a little puzzle, and everybody has their own little puzzle. You have to put certain numbers, certain colors in different places. There's rules about how you place them. So the whole thing is this puzzle, and you're building out this beautiful, I think it's stained glass
window. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I just love every part of it. It is sometimes really hard. I'm not always good at it, but I just really enjoy it.
Yeah, it is. It's a really, really fun game. And it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love dice drafting as well, and it's dice placement as well. But yeah, you can't put the same number next to each other. You can't put the same color next to each other. So it's like she said, it sometimes can towards the end, at least for sure, it can get kind of tricky to finish your puzzle.
Well, and if everybody's drafted the dice you need and you're left with stuff you don't really need, you're like, what am I gonna do?
And how can I make this work?
Yes.
And it's a really, really good game. Yeah.
So that is my number 2, Sagrada.
My number 2 was on Danielle's list.
Okay.
And it's a game that could go to number 1 for me if we play it more. I don't know yet. We'll see. It's Too Many Bones.
I thought this was going to be number 1.
Not my number 1.
Okay.
Number 2. Yeah, so we've talked about it. Not much else to add, except that it really checks a lot of boxes for me as far as someone who loves fantasy and role playing games. It kind of fills that niche of D&D for me in a board
Mhm.
game, with the health and the defense and attack and
Yes.
dexterity and being
Mhm.
able to train and upgrade those and
Yeah.
gain new skills with dice that are your own and fighting really hard battles.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just great.
My number one new to me game for this year is Ark Nova. I
Wow.
love the act of building out your zoo. You get to place things in different areas. You're drafting these cards and they're so cute. They have all the animals on it. There was one time where I was like trying to get all the primates, as many as I could get, and things like that. So it's like, I don't know. I just absolutely love it. Let me tell you, I am not good at this game. I'm not good at it, but it doesn't even matter because I love my zoo so much. I don't even care if I win.
Yeah,
That's how I am with this game. I love it so much.
yeah.
So
It's a game that I wouldn't care about losing, but I win it every time.
I know because I'm really bad at it.
But yeah, I didn't expect this to be your number one.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's my number
that's
one.
kind of interesting. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's my list. What?
okay.
Your last one?
My number one. You know what it is, right?
No,
You don't know what it is?
I don't.
Okay. If you think about it, you probably would get
Okay.
it. It was published in 2019, and you've already talked about it.
Oh, okay. It's Clank Legacy.
Clank Legacy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it wasn't super close even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It I don't know what it is. I mean, there's it's a true deck builder,
Right.
and that's my favorite mechanism.
Yeah.
So there's that, but I don't know why it just hits so hard for me.
You really, really love the like pressure luck. Like he wants to go into the dungeon and go further and
Yes.
further and like see how far he can stretch it before running
Yes.
back out.
Yes.
And so it's like I want to get this treasure down here.
I want to get the big artifact, and can I make it work? And
Yes.
and it's puzzly and how to get there and like she said, to push your luck and do I have enough time to get back out? And man, it just is an amazing game. And the legacy version was even better than Clank, which Clank is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
But the legacy version, I love legacy games, and the sort of you might miss out on some content, and
well, and the thing that I loved about the legacy version is that it's okay, so it is competitive, right? Clank is competitive, but there was almost a cooperative element to the legacy. So once we figured out that, hey, if we cooperate on this
a little bit,
then we can actually see more content and get further in the game than if we just try and go at each other.
That's right.
And so even though we're still competing, there was this element of having to work together with your enemy.
That's right.
to try and make it out. And so that was really interesting. So once we figured that out, it made it like, yeah, it went
way better.
Yeah, through the roof.
Yeah. So. Anyway, just the best game ever to me at this point, at least in 2024. So
for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Tell us what your favorite game was this year that you played in the comments below, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.